So that was one of the recent releases from UK heavy metal band Fury, which incidentally is also my band. So joining me today will be our vocalist, guitarist and fearless leader, Julian Jenkins. Hi Julian, how are you doing today?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing good. So as the founding member of Fury, with 3 albums and 2 EPs under your belt, how do you feel that the response has been to the latest album, The Grand Prize?
It's a bit of a weird one because in terms of like album sales, things like that, we've sold, obviously in the time it's been out, far more than we have when we brought out sort of previous albums. And like I say, we've had a great response for it. We've had, 10 out of 10 reviews in magazines, things like that. But I guess it's odd because we've not been able to get out on the road and gigging, talking to people. You don't get that sort of personal kind of, when people come up to you and say, oh, I really like this album, I like this song. So there's not been that. So it has been, and I know, technically it has been a really good response, and we've managed to, I think, reach far more people than we ever have before. But it doesn't quite feel the same at the moment.
Of course, with the latest album having a very obvious car theme and racing theme, and that's all summed up by the artwork by Very Metal Arts. But there's also themes that are throwbacks to previous albums, like Galactic Rock, which is the first single with a space theme, so maybe from our second album, Lost in Space. But I was wondering, as a songwriter, do you intentionally pick these themes, and where does the inspiration come from?
The inspiration comes from, a bit from everywhere, really. I'm sure, sort of musically, there was some definitely, some influences from bands that I listened to. Obviously Maiden being my favourite band, and I'm sure there's some of that in there you can find. But also, the space theme is something that, we did a whole, Lost in Space album, and so I wanted to carry that on. Telling stories very much interests me. And especially sort of creating my own little stories, because I think the things you can you can use your imagination, you go crazy, especially with space stuff. So it's really cool, and you can just make these outlandish stories about space adventures. And with Galactic Rock, it's all about a radio station in space, and I just thought that was really cool because how many songs are there about a radio station in space? And something I've tried to do is sort of carry these stories along. So we had Out Beyond the Stars on the first album, and that linked into a few of the songs, obviously, from Lost in Space, and then that in turn linked into one or two of the songs from the Grand Prize as well. So it's kind of like almost kind of building this sort of universe. I think is really cool. And even though Galactic Rocket South isn't necessarily the main storyline, it's a bit of like an anthology song that just helps build the universe it's set in. I mean, I could go on for ages talking about, this means this and this is this part, but there's a lot in those songs that kind of relates to each other, and it's something I hope to carry on in the future. Just the odd song here or there that's related to that universe. So that's why I thought the idea of having a story that a continuation that goes on through albums could be I don't want to say a better way, but a different way then of having this narrative. And yeah, it's cool. I think it's you can use a lot of imagination. And there we go. I'm sure that's more answer than you were expecting. I'm sorry. I could go on for hours.
Now let's move on to another song and another subject that you've touched on quite a few times. In the last big music video that the band brought out, not a track that I think people were expecting to hear on the album, and maybe one that they weren't expecting to see a music video to, because it is a slow ballad called Upon the Lonesome Tide. So the video is very visually impressive and tells an intriguing story.
There she stands upon the dark moon, sea breeze blows right through her dark hair. She looks out across the raging ocean for her love, who she prays home safe return.
So this story is almost set as a sequel to Treasure Island, because it's got Long John Silver in and different characters, Jim Hawkins and like that. And the story actually starts with A Tale of Silver, and the idea is that Long John Silver has found another treasure map to some more of Flint's gold. If you know anything about Treasure Island, you'll understand what I'm talking about, like some more of Flint's gold that was buried somewhere else. And he basically puts another crew together and sails off to go and find, fortune and fame.
Upon the waves, I am now and ever yours, my love. I long for the day you return to me. Upon the lonesome tide.
And then obviously everything that happens in that song, getting stranded on an island and blah blah, blah, and then eventually getting rescued by Jim Hawkins, who's now become a pirate himself. They get all their gold back and everything, and then they set sail for home, and that's where Haul Away starts. And they're sailing home, but they hit storms, and it doesn't go well. And then Upon the Lonesome Tide is sort of set, I guess it kind of goes through both of those songs, because it's from the point of view of Maddie, who is Long John Silver's wife, waiting for him to come back. It's obviously Treasure Island being a pre-existing story, but then I could sort of tell my own, fan fiction, story of what happened after. There you go. I think that's a brief summary of the songs.
If you stand upon the Dudman, you may hear a call upon the waves.
That's great. It's very exciting. It's making me think maybe we should start backdating, doing music videos for Haul Away and A Tale of Silver to bring it into like a full length, like Fury the movie.
Oh yeah, man, that'd be brilliant. If anyone watches this and thinks, oh yeah, I know a great way they could do it, and absolutely, I would absolutely love to revisit that and do a feature length, quarter of an hour long music video about pirates. That would be incredible. Yeah,
that would be amazing. But let's bring it up to more recent music. So back to the latest album, The Grand Prize. So we released this at the start of lockdown in, was it the 4th of April 2020? So now over a year old. So how has the band kept busy without any gigs to play?
Well, I think we've done quite a bit, actually. I mean, as you said, we've released several music videos where we've gone to places, different locations, a garage, a boat, space even. I think we released a lyric video. We did a Christmas single with our friends the Keeses.
They said there'll be peace on earth, but instead it just kept on raining. A veil of tears for the virgin birth.
We did some live streams, of course. We did the Southampton live stream, which was really good. I really enjoyed that. That was the closest thing I think we've got to playing a gig over the last sort of over 12 months now. The Capsarks live stream, involved in the Breaking Bands Online Festival, Power Metal Quest Fest Online Festival. So we've tried to be as active as possible. We've recently obviously started taking pre-orders for the Grand Prize on vinyl. As soon as we announced it, people were really excited about it. So, and I'm excited to see the product. I'm excited to see the artwork. In a big vinyl format, and we've got wheels on the the inside of the vinyl, so they're gonna spin around, and it's gonna be great. Then we started selling tea towels, and they've been the best. The best selling thing I think we've ever released. And we've done a tea towel advert even. So yeah, I think we've done quite a bit over the last year.
When the household calls,
household tasks got you down. Worried you don't look middle enough while you're doing the dishes. Fear not, my hard-rocking amigo. Fury have a solution for you.
When the household calls, whoa, you know you must do your chores. And the jobs are for, whoa, a Fury tea towel will do more. The household calls.
Get your own Fury tea towel at furyofficial.co.uk now.
When the household calls.
I work in a hotel, and one of the HR guys rang me up for various reasons. And the first thing he said was, "Oh, I saw your tea towel, lad." And I was like, "That's it." So yeah, it seems to become popular. I think it surged into at one point our most watched video within like 2 weeks. So I mean, I'm glad people liked it. It's funny though, because you think, oh, you put so much effort into writing songs and crafting these sort of well thought out music videos, things like that. But you do a jokey video about tea towels and people love it. But it's good if people like it, that's fine. And we've sold a lot of tea towels thus far. We've had to put a new order in for more tea towels. So if anyone would like a heavy metal tea towel, we're come to us.
Just one thing to know, the house always wins. God's seen us alive. You've been feeling like you're dreaming. Wherever you come to town, God's seen us alive. What's your desire? Oh, we'll take it higher. Oh, but when you come down, God's seen us alive. When you fall, we will take it all. God's seen us alive.
So finally, where can our watchers get their hands on Fury music?
Well, we are on Spotify, We've got videos on YouTube, and if you'd like to purchase the CD, you can get that, or CDs and vinyl. You can get those from furyofficial.co.uk, including tea towels. Get tea towels there as well.